Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Hey everyone, going to put out two videos today. Party time. Canadian video first, US video second. I also put out a trade review video today that goes over the live coverage that we do every day here at the Chart Guys, and it goes over my trade of CGC live as it's playing out. So on CGC, the inability to break the high of yesterday, first thing 48.70. Well, actually we failed two times. We failed initially first thing, and then we failed again on the bounce attempt. Gave us a daily inside bar. So we have a tightening range that is shaping up as an hourly equilibrium. So I'm looking at the high of yesterday as a resistance level, low of today as support, lower high we rejected by 7 pennies, pretty much a double top, and now we're coming down here to 46.86 support. If we break that level tomorrow, we have an hourly lower high and lower low, which loses the hourly uptrend, and it tells us zoom out to the daily because the daily needs a new higher low to form. The last one was down at 40.33, a long way away. So a long time ago. So we need a new daily higher low if that breaks bearish. If the bulls can defend that support and we end up breaking bullish, we've got continuation over 48.70, and we'll be looking at 48.90 and then 49.86 as the next level after that. So pretty much how that hourly pattern breaks is going to dictate short-term direction for the middle of the week here. Cron on the daily time frame is also in a tightening range. Still battling the exponential resistance. Remember CGC, the 12-day exponential resistance, rejected 3 times, 4 times, 5 times before news got the bulls over it. Here we are rejecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now. And it's clear that the bulls have to get over that level to see any kind of momentum on a bounce. So on the hourly time frame, same thing as far as a tightening range goes. We've got the high, the low, lower high is 1660. If we break 1605, we lose the daily we lose the hourly uptrend, and the bulls have way less space to work with than CGC. Because if we break that hourly equilibrium bear, we're looking right back down at 1553, the low of this pullback. If that hourly pattern breaks bull, then we're looking back up to the 1712, 1710 and 1712 highs. Today was a gap up for selling. Actually, we didn't actually gap up. I thought we did here. What's going on? I guess we dropped down right before the bell rang because we were setting up for the gap up open. Yep, there it is. So we dropped right down, then the open occurred, but profit taking right into the open in a big way. ACB. I sold ACB first thing. Well, actually, I gave it a little chance to play out. We rejected from the high of yesterday by 1 penny first thing. That told me, put your finger on the sell trigger, because my entry was in the 9 teens, about 9.16 or so, and I wanted to bail if we were not going to get follow through. And as soon as we saw weakness on CGC follow through, I said, all right, that's enough. I've seen enough. Double top and then weakness by the sector leader, I'm out. So ended up exiting pretty much break even. And I can always jump back in if we see those resistance levels break. So daily inside bar on ACB, if it breaks bearish, we have to form a higher low compared to 845. And if it breaks bullish, then we're looking up at 930 key resistance. So pretty much tells us if we need a new daily higher low to form to confirm a daily trend change, or whether we can keep this momentum up, which is certainly lagging a bit. So if we look on the hourly time frame, pretty tight range. It's all about $9 psychological support tomorrow morning. APHA, no bounce follow through. Inside bar yesterday, inside bar today. Very tight range. So if we take off extended hours, that tight range is going to be looking a little bit more clear. 792 is a double top, and the most important support levels are 777 and 772. If this inside bar breaks bearish, we're looking back down at the low of 755. If it breaks bullish, then our bounce is finally underway, and we'll be looking for a daily lower high compared to anything under 1012 is a daily lower high. So tight ranges all around today is the bottom line. TLRY, tight range. Unable to break the high of yesterday with any conviction, first thing. So we pulled back. We've got our low of the day and the high of the day on the same candlestick. We formed a higher low. Lower high was at 50.90. So 50.90 to 50.02 is the short-term range, but the daily inside bar is the most important range. Break 49.76, and we're right back to our low. And if we get the bull break of 51.89, it's 52.55, and then we'll have a real bounce underway. The names that are the weakest, which clearly are standing out as TLRY and APHA out of the major Canadian MJ names, are not seeing any significant bull follow-through. When's the last time TLRY has seen 2 green days in a row? And you might say right here, but that was just an inside bar. There was no follow-through. Same thing here. Really, it's been all the way back to March 12th. We're looking at 6 weeks since we've seen it. APHA, certainly we've not seen 2 strong days in a row in weeks as well, and certainly not since earnings. Hexo is strong. We're looking at the U.S. side because the volume is now more significant on the U.S. side. Daily inside bar. Everybody's doing daily inside bars. The correlation with the sector to CGC was there again today that we noticed yesterday. Certainly picking back up. So we got the low of 688, the high of 705, higher low of 691. Looks like we may be setting the lower high at $7. Didn't get enough bear follow through. Actually, we closed right at $7. So anything under 705 is a lower high. 691 and 688 are most important supports. 705 and 713 are most important resistances. Bull's doing a good job holding up, but if the inside bar breaks bear, if the hourly breaks bear, we need to form a daily high or low after the significant bull move over the last few days. TRST, double top, 975 and 973 the last 2 days. If we lose the hourly support level of 952, we're going to head back down probably towards the lows. 952 and 938 are the most important 2 short-term support levels on the hourly to keep the uptrend. Resistance is 975 and 994. So pretty much everybody on the hourly time frame has 2 clear levels in each direction to be watching. OGI broke the high of yesterday but didn't get a whole lot of follow through. So we can see short-term support. I'm looking at 894, 891, 889. There are a bunch of support levels mixed in there. And clear resistance is 9, 908, and 919. So not a daily inside bar pattern, but bulls holding on, and they have to keep this. It pretty much just traded sideways the last 5 hours. So that would be the first range to be watching, 894 to 901. And then from there, we look at the range of today's action. But just another name with a very tight range set to break tomorrow. VFF. So I'm now interested in VFF. Why am I interested in VFF? After a weak close, because we're looking for this range to continue to tighten. We have the low of the high of the pre-short by Citron, the low of the reaction, lower high, which is almost a double top, and now we're looking for our higher low to form compared to 1312. Keeping in mind that we still could pull back 10% before we get to that support level. But I would like to see hourly oversold conditions. That would make it confident. If we can get a drop tomorrow, break the low of today, 1473 first thing, drop down into the lower $14 range, give us hourly oversold conditions, that would be a setup to begin scaling into looking for a higher low compared to 1312. So it's something I'm keeping an eye on. It's a potential trade setup, but I have to see the trade come to me. I have to see bearish action into the low 14s in hourly oversold conditions. If tomorrow, if the bulls hold 1473 support and break 1520 and change this 15-minute trend, I'm no longer interested in that trade, and I'll move on and find the next one. So keeping a close eye on VFF the next 2 days. T-God getting a little bit of follow through, certainly more so than most individual names. Anything under 447 is just a daily lower high. If we can't break 447, we have to consolidate and form a daily higher low compared to 390 and then change the trend. And this is the pattern that looks almost like an inverse head and shoulders, where this would be our left shoulder, this would be the head. If we cannot break 447 and we have to form a right shoulder, not really developed there, so I don't want to confuse people, but that's what stands out to me visually when I see this action. I say, all right, if we can't break 447, we need a higher low, and then a bull break would change that daily trend, if that could follow through. Keeping in mind, it is still a weekly uptrend. We're certainly not going to anticipate weekly continuation without some kind of big news catalyst, but it is worth watching for the daily trend change. VGW, inability to break the all-time high, double top to the penny. First thing was a catalyst for profit taking. Short-term support is 402, $4, and then 394. Break of 402, we zoom out on the daily, and we need a daily higher low to form compared to 352. And if the bulls can hold 402, they want to see a break of 412 and head back to the double top at the all-time high. Labs, multiple daily inside bars. Bulls are hoping, this is a 4-hour time frame actually. Bulls are hoping that's a 4-hour cup and handle. Left side of resistance, healthy consolidation, inability to break resistance. And hoping this is a handle. And if we can see a bull move tomorrow and a break of 632 and a bull volume spike, we'll look for that cup and handle to follow through. I wouldn't be holding my breath that that pattern is going to follow through, but it's worth watching for, because if it doesn't follow through, we've got our daily equilibrium. High, low, lower high, and I would say if we get a bear break of 585, if 585 breaks tomorrow morning, we'll say, all right, that's our daily lower high clearly being set, and we now need a higher low compared to 481, and we have a daily equilibrium. If that support level on the hourly holds and we head back to the high of today, that cup and handle pattern is a possibility. BAMM all-time high, bull break on volume. You can see the concerted pump effort. There's the cup and handle. Left side of resistance, healthy consolidation. There's your handle. There's your bull volume. Breaking both resistances in one go to blue sky breakout. Closing up at the high of the day. 350, 360 psychological resistances. And our new short-term support level to be watching is going to be 295. Anything above 295 keeps an hourly higher low uptrend in favor of the bulls. So keeping it nice and short, check out the USMJ video if you are interested in those names. There's another setup over there on the US side of things that I am watching and scouting and stalking, slowly and patiently waiting for the trade to come to me. Hope you had a good day. And we'll see how these tight ranges break tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Do a good thing. Do 2 good things. So we'll wrap up story time here with New England and the White Mountains. And then we'll get into more current recent stuff. I'll go over my garden game plan and we'll watch it grow before our eyes. But first things first, this is Baxter State Park. Oh man, mountain is slipping my mind. Someone's going to name this mountain. It's the end of the Appalachian Trail. If you start the Appalachian Trail in the south and you hike up north, this is the last hurdle to get through to complete the journey. And anybody that does that journey is absolutely insane and an absolute machine to pull that off. But go to the White Mountains and New England in the fall, as it is an incredible place. So an awesome hike up, and this is the trail. This is called Knife's Edge Trail to get to the top, and it's pretty sketchy. But it was a good time. I went with a couple of buddies, and this was just a short, overnight weekend stay where we did this hike. And then from there, headed back down to Maine, where I had worked on the farm for that season. So revisited back in Maine. Met some sheep friends. That's Timo, the guard dog. He is currently guarding sheep in heaven. And these are the 2 female dogs. That's Bear and that's Sobe, Australian Shepherds. Those are the ones that would always fight. I wasn't there a whole lot once Timo moved in. He was a neighboring farmer's dog and they were moving. And I wonder if Timo kept them in line more. I'd be curious to know that answer. But the leaves changing and the landscape is just all color explosion and really cool to go check out. And here in North Carolina, Western North Carolina, I would say it doesn't rival, but it's not a far second behind New England in terms of foliage in the fall. And these are 3 books that I read on my road trip up north. Hempbound, this was a really good one, just in terms of updated information about the legalization of hemp and how Canada had the head start and how the U.S. would need to learn a lot from Canada, in the U.S., it was really, you couldn't even get cultivation equipment for hemp. It just wasn't even made. So it was very interesting watching the development of and obviously it's changed very much since then, but the hemp industry And this is more on lucid dreaming and things of that nature. And always down for some Native American insight and knowledge. And that's another good one. Lame Deer Secret of Visions. And the other one is Black Elk Speaks as a good one. And that's that. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good day.